A group of students here on Texas Tech campus are looking for your vote in hopes of representing the student body into the next school year. Coming up, we'll have all the details on the upcoming student government elections.
Spring break is less than 2 weeks away, and most students cannot wait to escape campus. But if you're still looking for a fun option to spend some time during the holiday, we have an interview with some special guests about a destination you may just want to add to your itinerary.
And the Texas Tech men's and women's basketball teams are working through the end of the season schedules with mixed results. So which team came away with a victory over the weekend? MCTV's Austin Seat has a look at scores and highlights from both teams in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Ryan Heller.
And I'm Haleigh Beaird. In just under 2 days, Texas Tech students will have the chance to go online and select the next group of Red Raiders who will represent them in Texas Tech's Student Government Association.
That's right, Haleigh. And to prepare students for this week's elections, the SGA hosted a candidate forum last Friday in the Sub Matador Room. The forum gave attendees a chance to learn about each of the students running for executive office, along with a series of pre-selected questions. Candidates were also given 60 seconds to explain why they should represent the student body.
No one told me how to correctly be a student. I had to figure it out on my own. I know I have no experience in politics and in SGA, but I do believe I provide a voice that every non-traditional first generation or even a regular student has, and I will advocate for them as well. I bleed scarlet and black, and I love this school more than anything.
As non-traditional as our graduate students are, my campaign is as non-traditional as is. We have veterans, we have people of color, we have LGBT people, we have parents, we have people with families. So I am your candidate for the graduate vice president position, and if I do win, it will all be on the merit of truth and honesty in being who I am.
And something that I realize is a quote is the idea that, great people plant trees that they may never sit under. We are here right now planting seeds, planting shrubs that one day we may never get the opportunity to see, but somebody else will benefit from. My campaign, our campaign, Tech Together, is about planting those seeds, the seeds of change, looking for coalition building, and a means of bringing the campus together.
We all need to come together as one. And whenever we come together, there is strength in numbers. And the way that we do come together is welcome all ideas to the table. And if we welcome all these ideas to the table, we're going to create a more well-rounded idea overall, or more well-rounded pieces of legislation. And these legislation pieces will affect all of us as Red Raiders.
I'm here to just make sure your needs as students here at our school are being met. Join me in being a part of the change that makes Texas Tech a place we can all call home. A home that is safer, more inclusive, accepting, and overall honorable.
Throughout my time at Texas Tech, I've learned so much about the diverse and unique environment that makes up this school. Creating an overall safer and inclusive environment will be my top priority if elected. Something I want to emphasize is that I'm just a student like all of you, and I don't know everything, and I will make mistakes, but my willingness to learn, my ability to empathize, and my sincere passion for this university will ultimately allow me to succeed as your external vice president.
You can wait for it, but the future isn't sitting around waiting to happen. That's why we're making strides to better our university in as many ways as we can, from juice bars at the rec to microaggression and diversity trainings for all students. If you can dream it, you can do it. I want to make sure your future is safer, more inclusive, accepting, and overall honorable. I believe my experience in SGA, my leadership skills, my close ties with various student organizations, and most importantly, my drive, desire, and dedication to meet your needs qualify me for this position.
Tech Together is about making sure that every student on our campus feels seen, heard, and valued, and we are committed to doing that right here and right now. We value the many perspectives that our students bring to the table, and we want to make sure that their voices are heard.
Unlike last year, all of the executive candidate positions are being contested with at least 2 students appearing on the ballot. Colin McLaren, a candidate for external vice president, was unable to attend Friday's forum. He's part of the Tech Together block of student candidates. which includes the presidential candidate Hunter Heck, internal VP candidate Clay Davis, and graduate VP candidate Charles Ramey. The second, their direct opposition is the For the Futures bloc, made up of presidential candidate Haleigh Beaird, Rolando Bernal for internal VP, Emily Schreiner for external VP, and graduate VP candidate Hayden Gonzalez. Graduate Vice President hopeful Viet Nguyen is running as an independent candidate. Now that all the candidates have spoken, it's time to make your voice heard. Starting on Wednesday, graduate and undergraduate students can cast their vote for each of the races online. Each ballot includes all of the executive candidate races, along with students running for representative in each of the university's 10 colleges, the law school, and the graduate school. The polls will be open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, and the results will be announced on Friday evening at 6 p.m. in the sub-courtyard. To cast your ballot in this year's election, just visit ttu.edu/vote.
It's midterm season here on campus, and that means many students are stressing over exams and projects between now and spring break. With that in mind, one campus group organized a week of activities to give attendees an escape from schoolwork. All last week, the Office of Risk Intervention and Safety Education hosted Feed Your Body and Soul Week here on campus. The week included activities every day from Monday to Thursday. On Tuesday, the Feed Your Body Fair took place in the Sub Red Raider Lounge from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The fair featured massages, healthy snacks, a Great Dane therapy dog, games, and even a chance to learn some yoga. Tuesday's Feed Your Body Fair was free and open to all students. Once students finished up at the fair, they could also stop by and leave a message at the Feed Your Body and Soul Week interactive wall. Participants were encouraged to leave a positive message on a sticky note, or they could grab one of the messages and take it with them to bring a light to their day. The interactive wall was set up outside of the Sub Barnes & Noble all day last Monday and Tuesday, and along with other events. It was free and open to the tech community.
The countdown to spring break is officially underway, with only 9 class days left remaining before the holiday begins. But if you're still trying to figure out a way to escape Lubbock for a week, the Office of Parent and Family Relations has an option for you. Tickets for the annual spring break shuttle bus trips are currently on sale. This year's destinations include Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. The cost for each one-way trip varies from $103 to Dallas, $109 to Austin or San Antonio, or $119 for Houston. The departing trips are all set to leave on Saturday, March the 14th at 8 a.m. in the band lot behind the Sub. And returning shuttles will leave each destination on Sunday, March 22nd. All the spring break trips are offered through a company called Break Shuttle, and you still have time to buy tickets online through their website. Just visit breakshuttle.com for more information.
The beginning of spring is still 2 weeks away, but over the weekend, the South Plains got a taste of the upcoming season with 2 days of sunshine and warmer temperatures.
That's true, Haleigh. But how long will our break from winter last? MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us in the studio with the latest look at the forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, it is true. We have been seeing some warmer conditions here on the South Plains, and it is starting to look a lot more like spring outside. With all this abundant sunshine you can see behind me and these warmer temperatures, we have to remember that spring is a double-edged sword here in this part of Texas, and the other half of that sword is an abundance of rain as well as abundance of sunshine. We'll be seeing more of that later in our forecast. For today, our high temperature for the day climbed all the way up to 70 degrees, partly cloudy and warm for the day, and with a north by northwesterly wind coming at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, the low temperature is going to drop back down into the 40s. 45 degrees is going to be our temperature for this evening. Cloudy and cool conditions and a south by southwesterly wind coming at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as those clouds start to move in, we'll be seeing that tomorrow. Our coolest temperatures for tomorrow are going to be up north of us out at Friona, northwest of us at 36 degrees. And we can see off of the Cap Rock from us out to the east of us, it is going to be having a little bit of a warmer temperatures. The high temperatures for that day are going to be warmer off the Cap Rock with a high of 61 in Childress and a high of 16 in Aspermont. Bringing it back into Lubbock locally, we can see that we are going to be seeing some rain chances. 86% chance of rain for Lubbock, Texas, but there are greater chances of rain happening to the south of us over at Denver City, with slightly less chances out to the north of us. So if you're going to be traveling around the South Plains, definitely look at the forecast before you head out to those areas. I know I'll be making a drive out to Levelland out to the west of us soon, and I'll be definitely checking the forecast before then. Bringing it back into Lubbock metropolitan area, we can see that for tomorrow we have a 90% chance of rain for the area, high of 55 degrees, low of 42, and a northeasterly wind coming at 10 to 15 miles per hour. With all this rain, we will be seeing a drop in temperatures a little bit, with a high of only 51 for Wednesday and a low of 36, and a northeasterly wind coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour, 80% chance of rain for that day. But there is a metaphorical and a literal light at the end of this tunnel. For Thursday, the clouds will dissipate, leaving us with sunny skies, a high of 69 degrees, low of 36, and a northeasterly wind coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now, I know you're all sick of me hearing this because I always talk about how dangerous the roads can be when they're wet outside, but this is Lubbock, Texas. Our roads are dangerous to begin with, and especially when they're slick and wet. I'm terribly sorry, I have a little bit of a tongue twister right there. When the roads are slick and wet, that can make them especially dangerous for students that are new here and are not used to driving around the area. And plus, because we have such a bad drainage system in Lubbock, it tends to flood outside whenever there's rain. So definitely make sure you check the forecast before you head out. And remember, even if it's flooding, it tends to go away within a couple hours, so maybe reschedule your plans to be on the roads at a safer time. I'm Madison Hartin with MCTV Weather. Back to you, Haleigh, in the studio.
Thanks, Madison. As we mentioned earlier, spring break is just around the corner, and many students are already finalizing their plans during the week-long holiday. But if you are still looking for some fun and you happen to be heading for South Texas, there's a destination that you might want to keep in mind during your travels. MCTV's Uva Bacomo recently sat down with some special guests here in the studio to find out more.
Hi, I'm here with Kevin Aguilar and Alexis Shelley, and they're here to bring you an amazing spring break opportunity in Houston, here in Texas. So, hi, how are you?
Hello, thanks for having us.
You're here from Moody Gardens.
Yes.
I'm from Houston. I have a huge connection with Moody Gardens, but for most people in the Lubbock community who have not heard about it, can you tell us a little bit about it?
No, Moody Gardens, it's really a hidden gem on Galveston Island, and we're really excited to kind of tell all your viewers about it. I know you're a local Houston girl, and we're actually from the Houston area, so we're in good company here with you. But yeah, Moody Gardens, so if you're coming in from Houston, 45 South, you're going on the causeway, you will see these 3 unique pyramids off to your right. That is Moody Gardens. So
if you're wondering what pyramids are doing in Texas.
Yes, there you go. Very unique, but those pyramids house our aquarium, our rainforest, and our discovery pyramids. And our aquarium features penguins, features sharks, and you can really learn more about ocean life, and there's some touch tanks in there. You can actually touch a starfish or a jellyfish. It's really cool stuff. Our rainforest, it actually feels like you're in a real rainforest. There's the humidity in there, there's free-flighted birds, and there's bats on exhibit, and there's all this exotic plant life around you. It's pretty cool. You know, students looking for a little getaway, they can go check out Galveston Island, and Moody Gardens definitely has something for everyone, and we also have a hotel there right on property, so it's pretty cool.
Swim-up pool bar.
There you go. Yes. But I know you kind of wanted to tell everyone about all the exciting stuff we have planned for spring break.
Yeah, so all the stuff that Kevin mentioned, the great thing about Moody Gardens is we are open 365. So you can come whenever you want. We're even open Christmas, 4th of July, Thanksgiving. But we do have some exciting stuff coming for just spring break. In our 4D theater, which if you've never been to a 4D movie before, it means it engages all of your senses. So when you go in that theater, you might get squirts of water in your face, you might get wind in your face, you might feel something tickle your leg, but we're actually bringing in Aquaman. And it is a shortened version of the movie with Jason Momoa that came out a couple years ago. So it's about 20 minutes long. We take all the action and we compile it all together, like a shortened version. But again, it totally engages all your senses, so you really feel like you're totally immersed in the movie when you go in there. And then our 3D theater, which is actually the largest screen in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's huge. It's massive when you go in there. But we're bringing in some new movies for spring break. We're bringing in Ancient Caves, which when you first hear that title, you might not think underwater cave diving. But it actually features pretty prominently in the movie, and we're lucky at Moody Gardens. We actually have somebody on our staff who actually does underwater cave diving. our dive safety officer, he actually goes out to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico and actually does cave diving in the caves out there and does research. And so with the movie, we're actually going to be bringing him, Jake, as well as some of the colleagues that he works with. They're going to be presenting their research. They're going to have some of their equipment on display so people can actually like explore what it's like to go out and do cave diving out there. I think there's even going to be like a little maze, like an obstacle course, so you can see how tight the spaces really are in caves, because you can get stuck, that's a thing, in cave diving, so things like that. So yeah, really at Moody Gardens, we're really about, we want you to have fun, we want you to have a good time, but we're really trying to educate, and we sneak the learning in, is what we always say. We want you to have fun, and we want you to enjoy what you're doing, but you're gonna come away and you will have learned at least one thing, I promise.
And it goes beyond like a lot of fun and beyond how beautiful the pyramids are. I know you have a 3-time Emmy-winning artist is narrating one of the movies you're going for. It's a pretty big name for it.
Yeah, so March 7th, we're kicking off all of our spring break activities with Jeff Corwin. Yep. So he is a conservationist, a biologist. Like you said, he's Emmy Award winning as a TV host, and we're very lucky that he's joining us on March 7th to kind of kick off all of our spring break activities. He's got a new film that we're currently playing. It's called Expedition Chesapeake. It's all about Chesapeake Bay, but there's some parallels there with Galveston Bay, where Moody Gardens is. So it's going to be interesting to hear what he has to say, and we'll have Q&A presentations along with screenings of the film Expedition Chesapeake. So very exciting stuff, and we're actually putting him, we have a Colonel Paddle Wheel boat on our property, and we're actually going to put him on the boat for On the Bay with Jeff Corwin. So it's going to be really fun. People can actually go and survey Galveston Bay with Jeff Corwin and local representatives and, of course, Moody Gardens staff. So
grab some breakfast that morning
yes,
with him, too.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a really good opportunity for people who want to enjoy the break with family. But what about people who are concerned about it being very family-centric and want a more college vibe when they're looking for a spring break experience?
Absolutely. Well, just being on Galveston Island, we have a ton of stuff available. We are 5 minutes from the actual beach. True. So if you want to go down to the beach, we actually have a trolley that you can park your car at Moody Gardens, jump on the trolley, and go to the beach. You can even go down to the Strand, which is a historical area, and there's cool bars, restaurants, shops down there, so you can really kind of get that experience. But if you kind of just want to have a little, adult staycation as well, Moody Gardens is great. We, of course, have that hotel on property, which has a spa. If you want to get, massage, facial, like take the stress away while you're out for spring break, you can do that as well. And then we have our golf course. So if you want to get a round of golf in, go over to our golf course. If you're like me and you're like barely a beginner, or you think you're an expert, you can really tailor your game on our golf course. We have like different levels of tee boxes, so you can really kind of play how you want to play it. And just the wildlife on the golf course. There's like, I was driving over there the other day, there's like cranes and like spoonbills and all kinds of birds, because we're actually on the migratory path. So you can get some great wildlife watching in there too. So yeah, definitely Moody Gardens is not just a family destination. We have stuff for the entire family, but just being on Galveston Island too, we're kind of pretty centrally located, that you can kind of get everywhere on Galveston pretty easily from Moody Gardens.
That's wonderful. So what about college students who want to get access to the spring break deals that you have? What do they do?
Yeah, so moodygardens.org, that's your best source. You can find out more information on all the attractions. You can buy your tickets online. You can link over to the Moody Gardens Hotel and book your reservations there. We have different ticketing packages. You can package a hotel room with attraction tickets, so kind of makes it all easy to have your one-stop shop there. And from that same website, you can link over to the golf course and book your tee time, and that's at moodygardens.org.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming by. And don't forget, moodygardens.org. You can book your tickets and have a wonderful spring break. Back to y'all.
The Texas Tech baseball team faced some of its biggest competition of the year on the road this weekend, but were they able to add to their current winning streak?
MCTV's Austin Seat joins us now in studio with highlights and scores from the weekend series and more in sports. Austin?
Thanks, Haleigh and Ryan. With the start of March, many sports are either in the beginning of their season, midway through it, or in the last leg of it. Texas Tech Athletics currently has 2 sports just starting their seasons and 2 others at the end of their seasons. To start off, we have the men's baseball team who traveled to Florida for an action-packed weekend. To start off, the Red Raiders faced Florida Atlantic last Friday in Tallahassee. The Red Raiders and Owls kept it even through 6 innings until the Red Raiders began their scoring attack. Both teams did manage a single run back in the 5th inning, but the Red Raiders soon pulled away, scoring 6 runs in the last 3 innings and winning the game 7-1. Up next, the Red Raiders played 2 more games over the weekend, both against Florida State. The 14th-ranked Seminoles made things interesting for the Tech, scoring 5 runs through 6 innings compared to only 4 runs for the Red Raiders. Luckily for Tech, sophomore Drew Baker hit a home run in the 9th inning to send the game into extras. This, in turn, led to a run scored by freshman Dylan Carter in the 11th inning, giving Tech a 6-5 win. The second game would still be close, but ultimately the Red Raiders finished the game 4-3, making them 3-0 in Florida. With these wins, Tech improves to 11-1 and is currently ranked 2nd in the country. Tech will return to Rip Griffin Park for their next 5 games against UNLV and Rice. The first game is set for Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., and if you cannot make it, you can watch it on texastech.tv. The men's basketball team looked to improve their record as they returned home to play the Texas Longhorns here in Lubbock. After a tough loss to Oklahoma, the Red Raiders looked to rebound against their hated rival from Austin. Sadly, though, that would have to be for another time. The Red Raiders and Longhorns battled it out in the first half, with both teams playing a cat-and-mouse game for the lead. With only 3:25 left, Tech guard Davide Moretti helped lead Tech to take the lead before halftime with a score of 37-30. Tech would then hold on to the lead throughout the first 11 minutes of the second half, led by Jemias Ramsey. With only 7 minutes left in the game, Texas formed a rally to take the lead and keep it away from Tech. The closest Tech got to Texas was by 2 points with a minute left on the clock. Sadly, Tech could not get past Texas and lost the game 68-58. Helping rally the Red Raiders during the game was Jemias Ramsey, who led Tech with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, while teammates Kevin McCullough had 12 points and 2 rebounds, Davide Moretti with 11 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist, and Terrence Shannon with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. After the loss, Tech bumps down to 18-11 with a conference record of 9-7, keeping them in 3rd place in the Big 12. Up next, they travel to Waco to play the number 4 ranked Baylor Bears. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. tonight, and you can watch it on ESPN. Over on the women's side, the Lady Raiders played the 25-ranked TCU Horned Frogs here at the USA yesterday at noon. And while the men had a tough loss, the Lady Raiders game fared out a little different. Similar to the men's game, Tech and TCU had a cat-and-mouse game with the lead during the first quarter. However, during the second quarter, the Lady Raiders grabbed the lead and ran away with it into halftime with a score of 39-30. The Lady Raiders then continued their scoring attack, led by Lexi Gordon, who led the Lady Raiders with a double-double of 30 points and 11 rebounds. Meanwhile, teammates Andrea Adams also helped with 20 points and 4 rebounds and an assist, along with Chrislyn Carr, who had 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. With this trio leading the way, the Lady Raiders beat TCU 87-83 and improved their record to 17-10, along with their conference record improving to 6-10, moving them into 6th place in the Big 12. The Lady Raiders will stay here in Lubbock to face the West Virginia Mountaineers on Wednesday. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Haleigh and Ryan.
Thanks, Austin. Throughout the year, the School of Art takes many opportunities to show off student work in one of the art building's landmark art galleries.
And soon, you'll have a chance to see a variety of the best of those creations during one of the program's most popular exhibits. Preparations are currently underway for the 33rd Annual Juried Art Student Exhibition. The yearly exhibition features creations submitted by undergraduates to be displayed and judged in the Arts Building South Gallery. The submissions feature a variety of art, including drawings, paintings, jewelry, photography, and more. All of the entries were due by last Thursday, and the winners of this year's competition will be judged by John Revitt, an associate professor of art at West Texas A&M in Canyon. The 33rd Annual Juried Art Student Exhibition will open this Saturday and will remain on display through the end of the month. An awards reception will be held on Saturday, March 28th, and the winners of this year's competition will be announced at that time.
So Ryan, have you had a chance to check out any of the school's art galleries this year?
No, I have not, but I've heard that they are very exciting, that they're very interesting to see, and I guess I will consider going to one very soon. What about you?
I haven't, but I've seen pictures and they all look really cool.
I doubt.
And that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttu.hub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.